Hey guys, welcome back. This week I'd like to show you how to repair your own board. This is a Superfish 6.6, had a collision with another surfer, snapped the leash off the back here. But I'm not just going to be concentrating on the repair, also would like to explain why old dents could eventually cause water damage. This Superfish was shaped in 2007 and it already has some battle scars. Now when you get a dent, take a look at it and see if the hot coat has got hairline cracks in it. Going through this board, it's got a couple of scratches, couple of dents, but this one here is the one that's worrying. It has a lot of hairline cracks in it. You can see the fiberglass has been damaged a little bit. So this one needs attention. We're going to sand this area a little bit flat and then we're going to resurface it with hot coat. What I'm going to do with this, I'm actually going to cut out the lip. I thought of actually re-gluing it by picking it up, filling the area and then folding it back over so that the crack is as minimal as possible, but it's not going to work. I've got too much loose fibers in here, so I'm going to cut it out and probably overlap it by about, well, use new fiberglass and overlap it by about 1 centimeter. Mixed a bit of BRT resin. Oh, gonna just put a dash of micro balloons in there. Give it a white color and also to make it just a touch thicker. And pour it in there. Make it come up the sides a little bit. Take my little mold that I make, add a little bit of resin. I'll just dip it in here, it'll go quicker. Add a little bit of resin to it around the sides as well. Start squeezing it down. So it all starts coming out the side. There where it's left a little bit of air, I'm just going to add some resin so it can flow down into the crack. As you can see, it is still liquidy, it's not very thick, although I added the micro balloons to it. There we go. Let that dry for about an hour and a half. and then maybe after 2 hours I can sand it flat. This is the damaged one that has all the hairline cracks in it. I'm going to be taking, I think this is a 240 sandpaper, roughen it up a little bit, and then we're going to seal it with a hot coat. I'm letting the epoxy resin dry. As you can see, I like to just spread it around in those areas where I had a few more little small dents that I didn't tape off. I just put a small thin coat of epoxy over it. So let's let this dry, and then we just pull the tape off and it'll be ready for sanding. So the glue is hardened. Why I actually put on the tape is once I've pulled it off, I have a very flat finish that doesn't necessarily need a lot of sanding. So let me show you quickly. If I pull the tape off, let's try from the other side as well. Let's do this out first. Allow that to happen. Okay, just to demonstrate, it is absolutely flat. If I wouldn't put the tape on, it would leave me with just a little bit of a ridge that I would need to sand a lot longer. And the more sanding I do, the more I damage the original surface. So I prefer it just to put a layer of tape, any kind of tape over it, to get that as smooth as possible. So the less sanding I do, the better it is. With this method, I get the flatness or the shape of the bottom of the board back. All these indentations could maybe, I don't know if you'd really feel it, but could cause some kind of twirls underneath the board. So getting it as flat as it was when it was new is probably a good idea. This one here, this was the one that was damaged so much with all the hairline cracks in it. So not just resurfacing it, but also making sure that we're not going to get future water damage. I had another one over here which had cracks. This one was just that big round dent. The repair looks like this. You can actually see the fiberglass, how it's overlapping. Now all we need to do is give the board a complete sand, and then go over to wet sandpaper and go up to about 1,000 wet sandpaper, and then once that's done we can polish the board. I got my setup outside. Of course, sanding in the shed is just too much of a mess. Anyway, I'm going to be starting off just to smoothen out the areas a little bit with dry sandpaper, and then going over to wet sandpaper. On this repair I used the BRT resin, which is the normal resin that I use to make the surfboards. It's a 2-to-1 mixture. It's a 24-hour resin. You can sand it after about 2 to 3 hours. To get that flat surface, you need to sandpaper it and go through the wet sandpapering with the machine about 600, 800 and go up to 1,000. You can even go higher than 1,000. Now after that you need to polish it with a diamond cut polish, and then give it a finish polish in the end, and to get that smooth shiny surface. So my friends, we're finally coming to an end. This board did have quite a bit of damage. It did take a little bit longer than usual, but in the end it turned out quite nice. The entire bottom of the board is flat again. I'll just want to show you the damage where the fin cut into the fiberglass. That's kind of what it looks like. Gonna put a sticker on that. I didn't end up hot coating the entire bottom of the board. We just thought maybe it's going to just add a bit too much weight to the whole entire thing. So that's it for this week, my friends. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel, and we'll see you guys next week.